Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of correlation and regression, we will be considering the price developments heading into the holiday market. As in the North American trading session, the major market of United States is closed, so we won't be seeing much action in the latter hours of today's session. And our focus, which is majorly on the USD currencies, we will be getting ready for the muted price action. But of course, the trend is there, and as other markets are open, we are likely to see some price moves nonetheless. So let's get started with heading to the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the chart of the USD JPY. I have added this Donchian channel 24 to get the range of last 2 hours and Donchian channel 48 to get the range for last 4 hours. Along with that, to look at the immediate price trajectory, we have this SMA 24 and SMA 48. I think I need to change it to 12 so we get immediate price movement captured in this average price. If we use the SMA of 4 hours, then it will take time to reflect the recent changes. So here, if we consider the price moves of the USD JPY in today's session, the day started closer to 128, but afterwards it tumbled downwards all, almost towards 127 levels. From that levels, we have seen this strong rebound, and apparently JPY is the most bearish instrument trading against the dollar in amongst the major currencies in today's session. Till Friday, JPY was the most bullish against the dollar. In multiple sessions, I was reiterating the same fact that we have to take the long trades in the JPY, but that was for last week, and starting Monday, starting today, the thing seems to have reversed, and here we have the JPY on the bearish trajectory. So the best thing we can do in today's session is to keep looking for long opportunities in the USD JPY to take advantage of this apparent weakness, apparent bearishness in JPY, particularly for the intraday movement. If we look at its price trajectory from the longer term perspective or even medium term perspective, it is still bearish, but intraday in the immediate term, it is the most bullish amongst all the major currencies against dollar. So here is how it is looking at the chart. Even this crossover of 12 hours and 24 hours, which gets us the range of last session is now in the bullish zone. So this is also confirming our initial assessment. Simply by looking at the chart, we get this idea. Now if we compare it to the charting for other major instruments like euro, the euro is also trading on the back foot in today's session. Earlier in the day, it did climb and went on to make a fresh swing high, but it couldn't really sustain, and it is now back towards the immediate swing low. But euro USD is not something you would like to short. It is apparently much stronger compared to the other currencies. So for the euro, the trade to be taken is on the long side, but that is not the case in JPY. JPY, we are seeing reversal of fortunes from most bullish to most bearish while trading against the dollar. So here, now if we look at the timeline of this rise in USD JPY, there has not been any fresh 4 hourly low formation since this low formed at around 5 GMT. After that, it has gone into this shallow correction and again seems to be on this upward trajectory. Now let's start doing our correlational analysis to see which instrument can be used for which kind of trade. So here, if we consider the price moves of the USD, Euro USD, it is consolidating closer to this support area of 1.08, and looking at its price formation, I think we can adopt a buy on dip strategy here. If we simply look at this hourly chart formation, it has been making these higher highs and higher lows for last more than a week, and even in today's session, it didn't really break past this prior swing low, which is there around 0.78. So as long as this formation stands, we will have to keep our stance on the bullish side for the Euro USD, and as it is trying to climb on the higher side again, keep an eye on it. And if we see the price moves of the Euro USD gathering momentum, we need strong, swift moves to initiate the trade. Right now, it is lacking the momentum, it is simply going sideways. So that makes it difficult for us to get involved and make a exit while also accounting for the trading cost. So because of that, and also other factor is in play, as today is a US holiday, we will have to gear up for the muted price action. So in this kind of scenario, it is going to be difficult to trade in the Euro USD. We can't really go short in the Euro USD. As I said, it is not looking that bearish against the dollar. So we can't really be sure if it is going to even touch this immediate swing low formed at 1.08. And even if we want to go long, then this consolidation is ongoing, but it is at the moment lacking the price moves on the higher side. There is not much of an buying being seen on these lower levels to go for a trade, go for a risk. So it is better to avoid it for at least next couple of hours. And as I said, we have better opportunities emerging in the USD JPY. Now let's shift our stance to other currency and see what's the story for GBP USD. It's taking some time to load other currency to check if the problem is with the net connectivity or what. Even though I am staying in a good hotel, still the net is not really up to the mark. Alright, here we got it. The AUD USD chart. The AUD has also declined significantly in today's session, starting from the initial highs of the day. It declined almost 1 percentage point to this lowest point. But since then, it has gone into this consolidation phase with its movement getting narrower and narrower as the hours are progressing. And I am expecting the same story to unfold in the North American trading session as well. Now, if we have to consider the trades in AUD USD, the price formation is less bearish for the AUD against the dollar than the price trajectory of the JPY against the dollar. So here we have the price formation of AUD, which is more bearish than the euro, but it is less bearish than the JPY. So we have this correlational analysis telling us that for any contra trend trades to be taken for the intraday moves, Euro USD is the best bet so far, and we have the JPY as the instrument to go with the flow, go with the trend of the currency is trading in today's session. Now, if you consider the price formation of GBP USD, it is also following similar trajectory with this strong decline being seen in the European trading session. But after that, it has really gone sideways with these moves being very shallow. Now, if we consider the GBP USD chart on the lower time frame. Here, the GBP USD, after making low at 1.217, has shown some upward momentum, but it couldn't really take it much long, and now I think it is more likely to go sideways with this support coming into play around 1.217. So in this case, the best thing we can do is keeping an eye on these lower levels, but it is not even the instrument to go for against the trade, and nor this can be the instrument of your choice for going with the trend, as we have better opportunities, better momentum with the JPY. So we have to place it in this our assessment of the relative strength and weakness just behind the JPY in its bearishness against the dollar, but ahead of the AUD and Euro. The Euro is looking a lot better, a lot firmer for today's session also. And if we consider the price formation of AUD, AUD is also apparently on the stronger footing compared to the GBP. So we have the GBP looking bearish in intraday trade, but less bearish compared to the JPY. So that is something to be kept in mind. Now let's consider the price moves of USD CAD. USD CAD has been a strong mover in today's session with its momentum also looking solid for the buy traders. If we consider the price moves here, it gained, but not much. Its gains were around half a percentage point. So it is neither strongly bullish nor strongly bearish against the dollar. So we have the CAD, which has lost some sheen after prior rise. And if we look at this low, after that the CAD started to go into the bearish momentum against the dollar, pushing the USD CAD higher. And right now, it is also trading like other major currencies, which are not having that strong momentum on either side. So I think there is not much of an opportunity emerging in the USD CAD with the decisive momentum. So it is also a instrument which better to overlook rather than trying to get involved, as it is not strongly bullish nor strongly bearish. Let's consider the price moves of USD CHF. USD CHF here, after making this high, did went on to decline, but again it is starting to climb. And if we look at the price formation of the USD CHF, it is in this hour also showing strong momentum on the upside. So that is something to keep in mind while looking for the trade in the USD CHF. And here we can go with the flow, but if we have to place it in comparison with the USD JPY, let's see which is a better placed currency. The JPY was much stronger in the early hours of the day, but right now the momentum seems to be shifting with USD CHF of late looking quite strong, as it is trying to climb towards this prior swing high, and it is more likely to even climb past this immediate swing high formed at 0.9288. So you can also shortlist the USD CHF for any trade to be taken in this today's session with the momentum looking in the favor of dollar. The USD CHF I think can be placed just near the USD JPY with this momentum on the upside. Now it is a bit confusing Of late, the timeline is suggesting that the USD CHF is having a better momentum in its stride. So maybe it is better to go with the USD CHF for any buy trade to be taken, while keeping an eye on USD JPY also, as there also the momentum is on the upper side in today's session. So we have both these instruments with the change of stance. Till last Friday we were having this instrument trading bearish, but now here we have this instrument looking to change trajectory and go on to the rise. So we have the CHF as one of the most bearish currency against the dollar in today's session. While if we consider the price moves of other major currencies, the euro is holding firm around 1.08. So the picture is now getting clearer with the trade trades to be taken with stance being in favor of US dollar. We can expect the major currencies to remain weak in next couple of hours also. But if we get the reversal signs unfolding in the market in next couple of hours, then I think we have euro as the best place currency to take advantage of any changes in the trajectory of these major currency pairs, as euro is apparently the most bullish currency against the dollar in today's session, or you can say the least bearish currency against the dollar, whereas USD JPY and USD CHF are showing the signs of rising further. That puts the JPY and CHF on the most bearish currency list, with of late the momentum shifting in favor of the CHF losing further. So we can even go for a USD CHF long trade, or you can go for a USD JPY trade depending on your risk assessment in both of these currencies involved. Now, as the US markets are closed, we don't really have much to talk about in the equity segment, but still, let's see what's happening in the equity index futures for the United States. It's taking too much time. Okay. Though the markets are closed for the US futures of the Dow Jones Industrial Average have shown some rise of around 100 points. Now, in percentage terms, that's not big, but still, it is going with the flow, and we are seeing this momentum in line with the price formation of last couple of hours for the DAX, the major equity index for the Germany. And same thing we can expect for other major US equity indices also. But this session, as we are not really going to trade, it is better to overlook this and focus more on the currency side, where we have major currencies still trading with an lower spread. So there we can take our chances and try to find the optimum opportunities. But before we wrap up, let's take a final look at the price formation of the FTSE 100. The FTSE 100 has also gone sideways. It is moving in a relatively narrow range in today's session, with the bias still on the bullish side, as it has continued to gain and continue its price formation of higher highs and higher lows. So in today's session, we have the major equity indices with bullish undertone, and we have the dollar with also bullish undertone. So you have to go and look for optimum entry and exit points in these respective currencies. and the equity indices also if you want to go for the trade, even though the range, the price volatility is likely to remain muted. Smaller range is likely to prevail in rest of the session. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. So thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you tomorrow, which is likely to be much more action packed as tomorrow we will have the US markets back in play. So do come back tomorrow's session. Thank you all for joining in. Goodbye.